Hello, Don in London. It's the 28th of December 2009, nearly the end of the decade. My videos all about recovery from addiction to either substance or behaviour. And my addictive substance, alcohol, my behaviour, well, addicted to work, relationships, being perfect, never so. You name it, collecting, materialism, anything to fill that gap inside, to feel good, to feel right about life. And I thought I had it cracked. 2 careers, all going well, working hard, never knowing I was wearing myself down and down and down. And every time I went down a little bit more, I drank a little bit more, because I needed to take the edge off. You know, life is hard. Life is difficult, as M. Scott Peck said. And he was, according to his obituary in the Daily Telegraph some years ago, a chain-smoking, gin-sodden philanderer. And that's how he died. And, yeah, I don't want to die like that. I prefer to be sober today. So even the wisest with the wisdom don't necessarily put it into action. But what he said, life is difficult, applies to everybody. And everybody's on this path of destiny. We're not on the path to destiny, we're on the path of, or the road of destiny. Is happening now. And what I've learned is, when I was drinking, my feelings, my emotions, my spiritual experience, if you like, of living in the moment was always clouded by dependence and then addiction. So why do we take drugs? Why do we take alcohol? To take the edge off, to feel convivial, to be joyful, to be relaxed, to be able to love, be loved back, and useful. And why did it have to be alcohol? Why did it have to be anything to take me into a place where I felt right? And that was because maybe I was full of fear of not being good enough, feeling less than other people, and didn't really know how to cope with life. And as one Archbishop said, when asked what is spiritual, he said it's the ability to cope with what's going on. So there's no secret and there's no big deal about what is spiritual. Everybody is spiritual, and everybody's on a spiritual path. It's sometimes happy, sometimes sad, sometimes full of good things, and less so. So if we are able to cope with what is going on with a sober head, and that's what I prefer these days, I'm learning a little bit more about how I can be today. So, who am I? Well, I'm just learning one day at a time. I know who I am today. I'm Don, I'm in recovery, and what helps me keep in recovery? Well, family, mainly, friends, mainly, fellowship, definitely. And the fellowship which I am a part of is Alcoholics Anonymous. If you're in, well, if you say you're in, you're in. And that's as simple as that. And if you don't want to be in it, there are other ways to find sobriety. But I like fellowship. I love fellowship because it means I'm a part of something. I'm included rather than excluded. And I spent a lot of time excluded from life because of my drinking. And that's a self-inflicted wound, most definitely. But the problem with addiction is we are in denial on the way to it. And the disease tells us, if it could tell us, as an entity, that we don't have it, and that we can go back to self-will and willpower and control it. And the answer is, I've never found it so, for me. So self-will will run riot. And, you know, my best thinking keeps me drinking, and my best feelings keep me sober. So thinking got me drinking, kept me there. Self-will got me to addiction. And now, being powerless over alcohol, knowing that, knowing and accepting it. It took a long time for that. I understand that there are 12 steps which can help me. 12 steps of action to change my behaviour and my attitude on a daily basis. So if things are going good, I've got 12 steps to help me stay good. And if things are not going good, I've got 12 steps to help me understand what is happening in my life. So a useful program, definitely. So fellowship, the Fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous, is where I'm at, and I share the preamble or AA statement of intent here on the videos simply because it reminds me, in terms of my meditations, about what is important to me. And it says this: Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other, that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is a desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And that final sentence, our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety, all part of it. And the 11 steps before make the 12th step work. So I'm an absolute fan of AA. It works for me. It's full of unique, authentic people, and we're all on our unique, authentic path. Not the same one, all individuals, all with a path. And the gift is, we are learning one day at a time what makes life work and what makes us tick. So the absolute gift is, as we share it, we stay sober. As we give it away, we stay sober, and that's what I try to do here. So I share the daily reflections, this book mainly, and it's all about the 12 steps of AA and the 12 traditions, and it covers one step a month, and obviously being December, it's all about the 12th step, which is sharing the message. And it says here for December 28th, suit up and show up. In AA, we aim not only for sobriety, we try again to become citizens of the world that we rejected, and of the world that once rejected us. This is the ultimate demonstration towards which the 12th step work is the first but not the final step. And it goes on to say, the old line says, suit up and show up. That action is so important that I like to think of it as my motto, or we say in the UK, suit up and show up. I can choose each day to suit up and show up or not. Showing up at meetings starts me toward feeling a part of that feeling, for then I can do what I say I'll do at meetings. I can talk with newcomers and I can share my experience. That's what credibility, honesty and courtesy really are. Suiting up and showing up are the concrete actions I take in my ongoing return to normal living. And it is about returning to normal living. How else? What else would it be for? So that we can be part of family, community and society, that we can do something useful on a daily basis to make life work. And you know, Christmas time and the end of the year is all about review. And the meeting I went to last night, well, it was all full of, some people have had a good year and hardship along the way, but they've found themselves again and found themselves with a sober Christmas for the first time, or for many. And the gift is, as we go along, we are open to what is happening around us rather than closed off. And the other part of it is we actually start to develop a new outlook of openness, honesty and willingness. And just a bit of a word of caution, although we are open, honest and willing, and we are changing our attitude and behaviour to be good citizens of this world, it doesn't mean everybody's on the same page. So we still encounter how other people are in life and how they know us, or how we see them when we first encounter them. So the watchword is, don't ever think that everybody's thinking the same way as you. They're not. Or feeling the same way as you about life and living in recovery. So the gift in this is acceptance of where we are today. And the Serenity Prayer at any time of day can help me immensely, whether I believe in God, good conscience, or anything which is to the good of living. And the Serenity Prayer, God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference for me is just for today.